We run Facebook ads for outdoor living companies, and a question I get asked all the time is, well, how much should I spend? Now, I tell people baseline $50. Like, that's where you should start. $50 a day should be your baseline, but I've never really tested it. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to run a test. I wanted to run a $10 a day campaign, a $50 a day campaign, and a $100 a day campaign for 5 days and just see what the results were. And honestly, I was a little bit surprised. Check out our results. So I don't have a pool building company, but I have a client who does, obviously. And I asked him if it was okay if we run this little test. And he said,
Hey, what's up, buddy?
hey, what's up? You busy? For a few days, is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to work. I duplicated the ad campaigns that we currently had going, and then I turned them into $10 a day, $50 a day, and $100 a day, and just let the results roll in. The thing I was really surprised about is that even after a few days, that $10 a day campaign did not get any results. In the very first day, we had about 2 leads from the $50 a day and 3 or 4 from the $100 a day. So it was a little bit worrying that the $10 a day still wasn't figuring it out, even after we'd spend $20 to $30 of budget. Now, a lot of those leads for the $10 a day did come in towards the end. So our cost per lead, if we count just one day where we got 2 leads, is relatively low, but it took us about $30 of ad spend to actually get that. So we weren't giving Facebook enough data to actually test these ads and figure out who to show them to. While on the $50 a day, we had leads coming in the first day, and the $100 a day, we also had leads coming in the first day. Now, like I talk about, there's a diminishing point of return, which is essentially where your ads can go from like super effective. So if let's say you're spending $50 a day, your cost per lead might look like 20. But if you go to $500 a day, your cost per lead is going to go up dramatically. Like maybe it's going to be $80 because Facebook is having a hard time showing this to the right amount of the right people. It's got so much money to spend that it's just gonna start showing it to everybody. So if you're a local business and you're targeting just your 20-mile radius with a super huge budget like this, your cost per lead is typically gonna be a lot higher than if you start with around 50 to 100 a day. And that's just because it's a good size for you. Now, if you're a national company, right, you've got a ton of areas, you've got tens of millions of people in your ad set, target audience, spend a lot of money. But what we noticed is that $10 a day didn't have enough to learn. And so I've always said that, but I've never actually proved it. Once we got at the end of the results, we had about a $20 cost per lead on the 50 a day campaign. So it was averaging 2 to 3 leads per day. We had a $25 cost per lead, a $23 to $25 cost per lead on the 100 a day campaign, meaning we averaged about 3 to 4 leads per day. So we doubled the ad spend, but we really didn't get an insane amount of leads because of that point of diminishing return. So if you sit between 50 to 100, now for us, that's gonna be the sweet spot. I'm gonna turn off the 50 a day, I'm gonna turn off the 10 a day, and I'm probably gonna keep the 100 a day at about 100 and then roll some of the budget into retargeting from those other campaigns so that we can reach people who visited the page, who opened the form, but didn't actually take action. When you're running Facebook ads, when you're creating ads, when you're marketing your business, testing is so important. So make sure you've got enough money so that Facebook can do what it does best and figure out how to show your stuff to people. And you can learn that way. Like, don't be afraid to invest. Don't be afraid to test, and everything works out. So that's what we do for local outdoor living companies. And we set up the ads, we make the content for you. If you want to learn more about how that works, there's links in the description for free trainings and a free Facebook strategy guide. Lots of helpful stuff, but I was pretty surprised by these results.